Assalamu alaikum, Azerbaijan. My name is James and welcome to another Eurovision reaction video with me. And today I'm going to do a review of the Azerbaijani entry for the Eurovision Song Contest 2021, which will take place this May at Rotterdam, the Netherlands. So let's get to it and start reviewing. From the class of 2021 is SAMIRA EFENDI, or otherwise known as SAMIRA EFENDI, or simply known as Efendi. She was supposed to represent her country of Azerbaijan last year with the song Cleopatra at the 2020 contest, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, the show was cancelled and she was not able to perform. But fortunately, the Azerbaijani broadcaster has opted to internally reselect Efendi for another year. And she returns with a bang with another banger, and the name of her song is also a name of another female figurehead. This time, it's Mata Hari. So before anything else, here's a look of Mata Hari. So here's a brief background of the namesake of the song. Mata Hari means eye of the day in Malay. Mata means eye, Hari means day in the language, although in Tagalog, Hari means king, but Mata also means eye. And that is the stage name of Margareta Gertruida MacLeod Nizel. She is an exotic dancer and courtesan from the Netherlands who moved to Indonesia, and she served as a spy during World War II. And unfortunately, she met a very tragic end, but her legend lives on. In the context of the Eurovision Song Contest, Mata Hari's legend lived on as she was immortalized in more than one occasion. The first time was back in 1976 when the contest was previously hosted by the Netherlands. The name of the song also happens to be Mata Hari, and the performer was Norwegian singer Ann-Karin Strom. And it was one of the first few entries during that time that was performed in English, during a time when the language rule was not as permanent, and this was one of the few periods that the language rule was temporarily lifted to allow other countries to perform in any other language other than their own. And now this time in 2021, we're going to hear another interpretation of the legend of Mata Hari in the form of the Azerbaijani song. So right off the bat, Mata Hari started out with a bang, grabbing our attention from the very first note. Although as the song progresses, it does feel a little bit repetitive or rather cyclical. It's not necessarily a bad thing as long as it doesn't make you feel bored listening to it in the course of only 3 minutes. But that's something that is of concern to me, because I do think that it doesn't have to be stuck in that kind of cycle. So they have to do something in the performance to keep your attention to them from beginning to the very end. With that said, I do love certain elements of the song. I like the inclusion of traditional Azerbaijani instruments. Only people from the country would be more familiar of the instruments there, so I would not try to explain to you guys what those instruments are. From what I've read online, coming from Azerbaijanis themselves, they have practically confirmed that the song really did include a lot of instruments that are native to the Caucasus region. The Caucasus region is a very fringe area bordering Asia and Europe. They are composed of parts of Russia as well as the sovereign countries of Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. So there are a lot of instruments you could hear that are familiar to them. And other than that, you could also hear bits and pieces of words or phrases that are from their native language, Azerbaijani. Now, I'm not gonna try to pronounce the words right now at the moment, but I do say that this is a good step in the right direction in for the Azerbaijani broadcaster to allow their entries to have more and more of a connection to the country from which it was being sent from. Because in the past couple of years, Azerbaijan have always tried to sound more Western, more like not themselves. Because I'm not sure if it's because they haven't made the risk of sending a song in their language, because they haven't yet, but they have sent songs that have included influences from their own national music. But I guess this is probably better than not having to hear Azerbaijani at all. And I think this is a good way to perhaps add more of their own identity, add more of their footprint into the songs that they send in future editions. Efendi's voice sounded great in the song. I had little doubt that she would not perform the way that I hope so, because I have seen her perform the song live in a couple of videos online in some of the pre-parties that she took part in. So there's no doubt that she can definitely sing live. I think it's more of how the performance would turn out, because the choreography that I saw from the music video doesn't really give me much hope, because it doesn't probably give justice to what Fendi can actually do in terms of being able to dance. And I think because the dance steps look a little more robotic. Other than that, I think that can be improved upon once they get to Rotterdam, and I believe they are already hard at work on it in order to produce the best result possible, in order to create an atmosphere and an experience that people will be able to remember once they watch the performance of Effendi. Another thing of concern though is that I believe Effendi is going to face a lot of tough competition from her semi-final, because I believe Azerbaijan is going to be in semi-final, where a lot of the backs and the bangers are all gathered. So it's going to be a certified bloodbath, and a lot of songs that people like in that semi-final will not make it out alive and not be able to make it to the top 10. So it's going to be a very, very tough and tight race indeed. How I think it will do in Rotterdam. You know what? I'm not quite sure on this one. I can see getting some love from the televote, because it has been a beneficiary of their neighboring countries in terms of public televoting. But as far as the juries are concerned, I think they're going to base their scores on the performance, which we haven't seen yet, and I'm not sure if the song itself will be enough to get some jury love. So we will have to wait and see. So those were my thoughts. Let me know yours down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more Eurovision content and more. This has been James Soksag Olun for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Paalam.